Right now, a pair of Madison SWAT incidents today. We have updates on both cases straight ahead.
And why an old observation tower in a southern Wisconsin state park may soon have to come down.
Plus, an update on the remains found in a trailer in Nebraska. They've now been identified, confirmed belonging to one of two missing Wisconsin brothers.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
First, right now, breaking news. Madison police are actively looking for a missing 13-year-old boy with special needs. They say Kente Strong lives in the North District. He is 4 feet 4 inches tall, weighs about 80 pounds. There's no information that he is the victim of any type of crime, but there is concern at this time for his welfare. Police are searching for a suspect after a man reportedly threatened a woman with a gun outside of their home this morning.
Police and SWAT barricaded the surrounding area and searched an apartment building on East Wilson Street. Gabriella Becerra joins us with more information.
Police received a report just before 9 this morning that a man threatened a woman with a gun while driving in a car together with their child in the back seat. He reportedly ran out of the car and into their apartment while armed. Police and SWAT barricaded the area and evacuated nearby apartments. Officials called for him to exit the building with his hands empty and in the air, and they used robots to ensure that the area was clear. The suspect was not inside the building.
Several hours later, we had a robot go into the apartment, followed by officers. It was determined he was not in the apartment. So at this point, he's still at large, and we do have probable cause to arrest him for second-degree reckless endangering safety.
Officials are unsure how he left the building, but said there was time between the report and when officers arrived that it is possible the person could have just left. The scene was clear just before 1 p.m. and residents were allowed back into their homes. At this time, officials don't believe that the suspect is a threat to the community.
And a little earlier on the north side of Madison today, police say 3 people were arrested during a search of a home on Coolidge Street. A gun, drugs, and evidence of drug dealing were seized. Police say during the investigation, they did shoot and kill an aggressive dog. Police say today's arrests are in direct connection with an incident in the same area on Wednesday when several shell casings were found on the street and 2 homes were hit by gunfire.
It has now been confirmed that remains found at a Missouri farm and in Nebraska are those of 2 missing brothers from Shawano County, Wisconsin. Justin and Nicholas Diemel went missing back in July. According to the Caldwell County, Missouri Sheriff's Office, dental records were used to confirm identities. Nicholas's remains were found at a farm in a rural area of Caldwell County. Justin's remains were found at a livestock trailer in Lincoln County, Nebraska. A stolen car crashes into the bedroom of a North Madison home last night. Police say officers responded at 10:45 to a report of a black Audi Quattro that was partially inside a bedroom on Commercial Avenue. The renter says that bedroom was empty. No one inside was hurt. Police say the car was listed as stolen out of Middleton and was empty when officers arrived. Turning things to weather now, a brief cool down today, but temperatures will work themselves back up over the weekend. Let's check your first alert forecast now with meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And one of the things that we did see today is some clearing skies and temperatures that warmed up towards 34 degrees. Typically, our high for this time of the year is right around 40. We have begun to drop with clear skies now at 29. Thankfully, we do have a calm wind as well. 30s are temperature down in Janesville, 27 in Waukesha right now. Mineral Point also sitting right at the freezing point. Folks, as we go through the rest of the afternoon, we'll continue to watch those temperatures drop, or shall I say through the evening and tonight, but attention does turn to Tuesday and Wednesday. That is where there's a winter storm threatening to impact travel as folks gear up for the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be timing that out and showing you at least how things look right now in just a few minutes.
New information tonight about the 2 bunkers found near Milwaukee Park along the Milwaukee River. Deputies say the man living in them had been there for a considerable period, possibly years. Officers found a stash of weapons that included a bow with arrows fashioned from snowplow stakes. The Milwaukee County Sheriff arrested a 41-year-old man who admitted to firing his gun into the river earlier this week. The land is owned by Milwaukee Area Technical College. The 50-year-old observation tower at Belmont Mound State Park might be coming down.
This comes years after years of causing trouble for the local group tasked with managing that area. Amy Reed joins us now to explain the issues the group's members have been seeing here. Amy?
This observation tower has been around since 1969, but over the years it's deteriorated, not just in its physical presence, but its value compared to the hassle it brings with it. At the top of a long climb comes another climb up the steps of the Belmont Mound Observation Tower. From the top of this tower, you're supposed to be able to see into Illinois and Iowa, but the way up there has been blocked off and boarded up. A decision made 4 years ago to protect the public from the aging infrastructure, even if it does compromise a view.
You can see 3 states from up there. It's a scenic overlook, that's what it is.
Owen Demo remembers going up the tower, but lately his memories of the place have been worse. As a member of the Lions Club, he cleans up the mess people leave behind when they climb up, despite the sign.
A lot of the members knew about the damage up there because there were people that would take their TV sets up there and throw them over the side, and then the Lion Club would have to clean the mess up,
And the mess, like smashed pumpkins, is nothing compared to the tragedies the community has seen from here. Suicides, the number no one could tell us for sure. Still, the Lafayette County Sheriff's Office knows people would miss the tower if it's taken down.
It's kind of a landmark for the area in that, and I know as far as the sheriff and that, I think a lot of people will be sad to see it come down because you just, you don't want to see things like that go.
Even though the cost of fixing its issues, the ones that can be fixed, could be more than $100,000. Instead, Demo hopes the club can find a new use for the space.
Maybe have a picnic area or something like that, up there.
Or maybe just leave the view as it is.
The Lions Club voted unanimously last month to have the DNR deconstruct the tower. The DNR said they haven't made a decision, but they're leaning in that direction. They don't have a timeline for when they'll decide or if they'll ultimately take the tower down.
A judge could decide next month whether to grant a new trial to a Verona daycare provider convicted of reckless homicide a decade ago. Jennifer Hancock is serving 13 years in prison for the 2007 death of a 4-month-old baby. Today was the second day of hearings. Hancock's former defense attorney John Hyland, now a Dane County court judge, testified saying he misjudged the prosecution's argument back in the 2009 trial. 2 more hearings are scheduled for December 19th and 20th.
Chronic wasting disease has spread into another Wisconsin county. Today, the DNR says a deer killed during this year's archery season in Dunn County near Menominee has tested positive for the disease. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission has approved temporary emergency shipments of propane to the Midwest. This year's late harvest and colder temperatures have caused the region to face a potential shortage. According to Wisconsin Representative Ron Kind, nearly 250,000 residents and a number of businesses throughout the state rely on propane fuel. This holiday season, more families than ever need help putting a Thanksgiving feast on the table.
Goodman Community Center preparing to serve them all, but they still need your help. Amanda Quintana live now with how you can help your neighbors this holiday season. Amanda?
Yes, this is the 31st year of the Thanksgiving Basket Drive here at the Goodman Community Center. You can see there are some hard-working volunteers here filling these bags for 4,000 families. That is a record-breaking number of families for this drive. That includes 23,000 Dane County residents, more than 10,000 of them children. This is a challenge the community center says they are ready to meet. But you can see some of these piles here, they're getting pretty small compared to others, so they are still in need of a lot of items, mainly the non-perishable items, the things that you see here, the broth, the canned fruit, the gravy. Those cans are what they need, so they're looking for donations still. They're also looking for monetary donations. So these bags are starting to go out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and they will continue to be given out to these families until Monday. So you can bring in your donations that whole time. They're still accepting donations. And of course, with that record-breaking number, they're going to need record-breaking donations as well to keep up with all of it.
Now the giving season is here. Everybody with a chance to help. Amanda Quintana live at the Goodman Center. Amanda, thank you.
Still ahead tonight, your extended weekend forecast as hunters head into the woods.
Plus, have a new feature at the high school football state championships. It's already having an impact on the games.
And there's more local news ahead. Tonight at 10, new Ring doorbell video shows a burglar enter a Janesville home. What police are reminding people ahead of this holiday season at 10.
Boy, a couple of big high school football games today for our area. DeForest and Wanakee both playing in their respective state championship games at Camp Randall Stadium. We will have the highlights, of course, from both games and the post-game reaction coming up a little bit later in sports. And for the first time ever, instant replay was available at state championship games.
Jamie Perez got a look at the new feature here and shares more on how this came to be and why it's here now.
The National Federation football rules did not allow video to be used in instant replays. In January, a proposal was made to change that. Today, that already played a huge role.
Call in the field is incomplete, as you see right there.
Although this instant replay didn't decide either game at Camp Randall today.
No catch. Play is going to be reviewed. Does he have it?
It gave fans and players the confidence that the right call was made for every state championship game from here on out.
It adds a little bit of security that the officials are going to go ahead and make sure the call is correct. And what they've done, I think we've confirmed 2 of them that the officials made the right call.
Wade Lebecki is the WIAA Deputy Director. He knows how much this new addition could mean to the fans who like seeing those better angles and ensuring officials made the right decision.
They now have the assurance that every play is reviewed. We can overturn on scoring plays. We can overturn on turnovers and egregious errors. So we really have some, I think, more confidence from the fans who are watching the game that the instant replay is going to be taking care of some interesting situation. And you got 5 camera angles and 2 people up in the booth. And, you're going to have a better angle and better input.
They've already used that instant replay feature a few times now, and it's been crucial in making sure the right call is made if there's been any question about it.
Jamie, thank you. And still ahead tonight, we will have the highlights and the post-game reaction from those 2 state championship games today.
But first, a quiet and dry weekend ahead, but that will be changing by next week. Chris Reese will have all the details next. Meteorologist Chris Reese joins us now, and a lot of people have their eye on the weather for the weekend with the hunters.
Yeah, you've got hunting going on this weekend, which I do think is going to be ultimately fantastic for folks. But then attention does turn towards what we are keeping an eye on as we head towards next week. Folks, this weekend will ultimately be mild and dry. We'll see those clear skies tonight. But folks, there is a winter storm threat. As we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on that one. Here's high-resolution Doppler right now, just showing you the clear skies that we do have out throughout all of south central Wisconsin, including Dane County. Fitchburg, you guys will be clear tonight. Same for our friends over in Mount Horeb. Stoughton, you guys are in for a clear night. That's also going to be the story as we head over towards Milton and Beloit. So if you want to maybe do some stargazing, it's going to be cold, but this is certainly a night to do it. 29 our temperature right now. Winds are calm. We do have a wind chill of 29 as well, thanks to the calm winds. 30 as we work our way towards Janesville. Our friends in Mineral Point are right at the freezing mark right now. 29 as you work your way just up towards Lone Rock. Here's how that changes as we go through tonight. Here we are by the time we're waking up at 6 o'clock Saturday morning. We'll see those temperatures right around, say, 24 degrees, 27 as you work your way a little bit closer towards the state line. But then we warm up as we go throughout your Saturday. And pay attention, there's not a lot of cloud cover. We are expecting sunshine. Lunchtime on Saturday, the temperature will be right around 38. We'll top out right around 42 as we move into the afternoon. Well, then the sun's going to set. Of course, it's going to get a little bit cooler as we get darker. So by Sunday morning, I do think we'll see those temperatures starting out in the 20s. But watch what happens Sunday afternoon, folks. Here we are, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Those temperatures will likely be into the mid-40s at that point. But the cloud cover starts to come back into the picture. I still think we're going to be dry. That's why I've been saying pretty much all week long that this is the time period, folks, to put up those Christmas decorations, especially as you go through this weekend and you have to do those decorations outdoors. That's because by the time we get you towards next week, we start to watch some changes that are going to be rolling on into town. Here's the setup I think we'll have as we get you towards Monday afternoon. We'll see a stationary front just towards the south and east of Wisconsin. Cold air will be pouring into the area from Canada. At the same time, an area of low pressure begins to develop along the Texas Panhandle. That's going to be increasing that moisture that we'll see from the south. We put this into motion, and here's what happens by the time we get you towards Tuesday afternoon. Pay attention to what comes our direction from the south and west. This could be a wintry mix that goes over towards snow. 6 o'clock Tuesday, and here we are with heavy snow possible in the area. Look at the interstates that are going to be in the path of this potential storm system. And here's the deal. A shift towards the north, well, anyone traveling towards Minneapolis has issues. A shift towards the south, anyone going to Chicago or flying out of O'Hare has issues. This is why we're watching this one so closely. That snow likely lingers as we head into the overnight hours and then finally begins to taper off as we get you into the early morning hours of Wednesday. Eventually, by late Wednesday morning, I do think we'll start to see the return of a little bit of sun. But still, there are some questions that we do have. We don't know the exact path of the storm just yet. Models are all trying to converge on an idea, but still, there are plenty of differences. So with that, we're unsure of the impact on southern Wisconsin and really whether or not this will be rain or snow. But we do know that there will be a storm system moving in on Tuesday that'll be quick moving and that will have impacts to your holiday travel, folks. Once we get beyond your Thanksgiving, we will see more chances of at least a small wintry mix. Temperatures will be in the 40s on Thursday and Friday. We'll be in the 30s towards next weekend with another chance of a wintry mix by the time we get you towards next Monday.
Wanakee's state championship hopes come down to the final seconds, and DeForest wants to party like it's 1982. Trophy time after the break.
I'm Amanda Quintana. Tonight on the news at 9, the World Health Organization says teenagers are jeopardizing their health by failing to get enough exercise. How that trend could still change tonight on Fox 47.
For 51 of the past 70 years, DeForest High School's had 2 football coaches, Jerry Rolke for 31, Mike Minnick for the last 20. Rolke died in October at 77, and Minnick announced he's stepping down after this season. His Norskies trying to finish undefeated and beat Menasha for a Division III state title. Less than a minute to go in the game. Norskies down 7-0. Trey Schrader rolling, throwing, Nolan Hawk, 11 yards, first down, gets out of bounds. Very next play, Schrader to Gabe Finley. Big fella gets into the end zone. That made it 7-6. And Minnick says, we're going for 2. And they call the play. Schrader, jump pass. Hawk all by his lonesome. That made it 8-7 Norskies. Last chance for Menasha. Cole Pope under pressure. Meet Edwin Erickson. He goes down. Time runs out. Hand over the trophy. DeForest wins 8-7 to claim a Division III state championship. What a day to be a Norski. Melissa Kim joins us now from Camp Randall. We had some good games today, and DeForest bringing that trophy home, Melissa.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, it was such a crazy game. You really had to pay attention to the very, very end. And you know, DeForest only really a village of what, 10,000-ish people, but they really know how to handle those Hollywood storybook endings. You know, they really did not give up to the very, very end, staying resilient, like I said, and such a fitting way to end Coach Minnick's 19-year career at DeForest.
We've had a lot of work to come to this point. We've done a lot of things. We've been working every single day. Ever since the offseason, every single day of the offseason, we've just been dreaming about this, and it's reality now. We can celebrate now.
I mean, it means a lot, obviously. Either way, you know, first or second, you know, we love our kids, and we're super proud of them.
And Kevin, like you were talking earlier about Coach Relke and what he meant to this team, well, afterwards, Coach Minnick just said all they've been trying to do this entire season, especially now in this championship game, is live out Coach Relke's legacy.
Pretty good way to do it, bringing that gold football back to DeForest. Melissa, thank you very much. Well, Wanakee won the Division II championship in 2017. Pat Rice had his team back for a shot at a 7th gold ball in 10 tries, taking on Brookfield East, who's allowed 24 points total in the playoffs. Well, it was 31-24 late, 39 seconds to go. Quentin Keene, Andrew Keller. I thought it was a touchdown. Called incomplete on the field after review. The ruling on the field stands. Incomplete. Same drive. Keene on the run to Randall Wojtacek. Oh, 31-30. Wanakee an extra point away from tying, and I wouldn't show you an extra point with 8 seconds to go unless Aiden Driscoll. Now watch the ball slip off the tee right before he kicks it. Now Wanakee gets the onside kick and has one more shot at a miracle. This is not going to get it done. Warriors fall 1 point short of the state championship.
Tough to step back when you just lost the championship by a point. But the fact that they stayed together and they did things the right way and they worked their tails off it, it's easy for me to kind of still paint this as a pretty rosy picture. The kids did some good stuff. They did all like I said before, I'm proud of them.
I have no confirmation, but I'd wager Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor is playing his final game at Camp Randall tomorrow against Purdue. The junior's in line for his 2nd straight Doak Walker Award, a possible Heisman invitation, and a chance to play on Sundays next season. But nothing worries him more than playing well tomorrow.
It does enter your mind, you know, because it's talks. It's going to be around, just like Heisman and awards in the season. It's always around, but that's the thing. You got to make sure you focus on the task at hand, because if you look at the end of the road, then you could lose yourself on the way to the end. So you got to make sure that you stay locked in.
And the sky was falling after Wisconsin lost to Illinois a few weeks back, and now they still have a chance to win the Big Ten West. Yeah, they need to win tomorrow, though.
That Wanakee game, everybody feels bad for those specialists that missed that extra point. You know what? That's nobody's fault.
No,
it slid right off that tee. I've never seen anything like that.
The one in a million chance where that happens at the state title.
Nobody should feel bad.
Great
though,
season,
about that.
yeah.
Great season for both those teams. Final check.
Yep, we're going to be watching the weather as we go through the weekend and early next week. Folks, gear up for some unsettled weather just around travel time for Turkey Day, and then we will warm up to the 40s for the end of the week. More 30s by next weekend.
Chris, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.